Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. A big thank you for the support you're granting this platform, and God bless you so much. There is controversy at the University of Nairobi whereby the controversial chairperson of the council appointed Professor Vitangendemo as the Vice Chancellor, and later on appointed another person in acting capacity. This one has sparked reactions online, and the Ministry of Education is speaking, and I want to read for you what the ministry is saying. Vitangendemo later rejected the appointment and said the current chair to the council is not properly constituted, and thus the procedure to appoint him is unprocedural. But what is the stand from the Ministry of Education? We know it's William Ruto doing all these things. We understand. Tunajua it is William Ruto playing his cards, but they are backfiring because the public is alert and they are aware of the evil schemes from State House. Ladies and gentlemen, this issue has pushed people to react. But what has the ministry said? Let me read for you their press release before we proceed. This is what the ministry is saying about the issue. The attention of the Ministry of Education has been drawn to two letters dated 5th May 2025 under reference number UON CS 0505 254, indicated to be from the chairperson of the council, University of Nairobi, purporting to appoint Professor Francis Jakim Mullah as the substantive Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic Affairs and Acting Vice Chancellor of the University of Nairobi. In that context, it behooves the Ministry of Education to issue the following clarifications. 1. Section 35(1)(a) of the Universities Act 2012 provides that in the case of a public university, the council shall appoint the Vice Chancellor and Deputy Vice Chancellor in consultation with the Cabinet Secretary after competitive process conducted by the Public Service Commission. For the avoidance of doubt, the Ministry of Education confirms that there were no consultations between the University of Nairobi Council and the Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Education, on any of the purported appointments by the chairperson of the council. The Principal Secretary, State Department for Higher Education, sits on the University of Nairobi Council. We can therefore firmly confirm that no council meeting was ever convened to discuss and make decisions on appointments at the University of Nairobi prior to the issuance of the purported letters of appointment by the chairperson of the University of Nairobi Council. Number 4. Consequently, the purported appointment as done by the chairperson of the University of Nairobi Council are a clear usurpation of the role of the council, contrary to the provisions of the Universities Act 2012. The purported appointments are also contra statutes for not adhering to the mandatory procedure for appointment as outlined in section 35(1)(a) of the Universities Act 2012. These egregious violations of the law shall not be condoned and will form the basis for appropriate action in due course. Number 6, for the avoidance of doubt and pending the making of substantive appointments at the University of Nairobi in accordance with the University of Nairobi statutes and applicable laws, the offices of the Vice Chancellor and Deputy Vice Chancellor are duly held in acting capacity as follows. Number A, Vice Chancellor Professor Jesang Hutchinson. Chebuto, Jesang, Kipchirchir. Mnaelewa hiyo lugha? B, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic Affairs Professor Ayub Getau. Deputy Vice Chancellor Research, Innovation and Enterprise Professor Francis Mla. Deputy Vice Chancellor Finance, Planning and Development Professor Jackson Maalu. Deputy Vice Chancellor Human Resource and Administration Professor John Demesi Mande. Number 7, the ministry will work with all agencies and stakeholders to ensure that our institutions of higher education are managed in accordance with the edict of the law and in a manner that is consistent with principles of corporate governance. The leadership and management of these institutions should be exemplary, particularly because they play the sacrosanct role of preparing the human capital for the present and future development of our country. Signed, Dr. Beatrice Muganda Inyangala, CBS Principal Secretary. That is the latest communication from the Ministry of Education. And ladies and gentlemen, as I finish, the Tangen Demo is rejecting this appointment because the chairperson of the council was suspended. Migos Ogamba revoked his appointment. He went back and sought orders from court, which reinstated him. So as we speak, it's in the public domain. It is in the news. It's in the media that the University of Nairobi Council is not properly constituted, and hence it has no constitutional powers to make any appointments. That is what the people have read, have been in acting capacity. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next episode. Asanteni sana.